his guards, some already interviewed by the DCI, that he was expecting guests who were lawyers and instructing them to grant access to his home upon their arrival. The lawyers arrived shortly after and proceeded to a meeting inside the house of Dr. Fred Matiangi. They were later joined afterwards by politicians led by none other than the former Prime Minister, Raila Odinga. After another few minutes, the lawyers drove off in 3 vehicles, leaving 3 other cars in the compound. And as they left, they informed the guards that they were going to address the press. At around 9:30 p.m., Mr. Odinga and team left the home to go and join the lawyers in the press conference. Dr. Matiangi then informed the guards that police will be arriving, accompanied by the media, to arrest him, and instructed them to allow the police access to the home, but to lock out the media. The communication team attached to Honorable Raila Odinga then alerted Newsroom that the former CS home was surrounded by an elite squad of the police. The media, without question, reported the news as a fact and became part of the disinformation campaign. The DCI confirms that this was a deliberate and malicious attempt to spread false information and incite fear, and is nothing more than the highest form of fake news. The DCI will leave the media to its own self-introspection, and in our view, it should hold itself accountable for the role in spreading this false information, and it should apologize to the public. The DCI will not tolerate the purveyors of false information and will take firm and bold action against all those involved in this matter. Peddlers of falsehood must understand that they will no longer get away with the careless acts targeted at the souls of our nation and national security. The DCI will continue to conduct its investigations into this matter and will soon announce the next steps in the proceedings. We assure the public of our commitment to due process and holding all those accountable, all those involved accountable for their actions. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
How much loan the people have taken, the percentage at which the economy is growing. Illegitimate regimes don't realize that behind those statistics, there are real human beings bearing a yoke they do not deserve and cannot survive. That is where we are today with Kenya Kwanza. It is about statistics, not the people. Kenyans deserve a government that understands that the people are hungry and angry, that people need jobs, that people need wage increases to be able to live with dignity, that people need better prospects for the future. Kenyans want and deserve to live well and eat well. They want good and well-paying jobs, and they want their salaries to be constantly adjusted above the inflation. I know no nation in history that has ever put up with such a huge tax burden as Kenyans are bearing today and survived. Kenyans now work for taxes. Tax now comprises close to half of the prices of goods our people buy. And I give an example. Today, if you pay 100 shillings for water, 70 shillings of that money is tax. Kenyans need justice on taxation front, and we're the only people to take up this battle. We must force an end to taxation policies that place heavier tax burden on the middle class and the extreme poor, while those to the administration easily avoid taxes and are reimbursed their proceeds through proceeds of crime. We must lead Kenyans to demand social and economic justice predicated on access to jobs, a fair minimum wage, a free education for all our children, in addition to abolition of punitive taxes. The country is crying for social programs that can lift the people from poverty. We cannot accept as normal that millions of our people have nothing to eat and that their poverty is being weaponized and politicized to give legitimacy to a rudderless and illegitimate regime. The time has come for the full implementation of social and economic aspect of the Bill of Rights in our Constitution, and we must lead that push. Kenyans deserve some guaranteed minimum income during these tough times. The social protection programs, which guarantee a basic monthly income, must be reinstated and expanded. In our push for social and economic justice for the people of Kenya, we must also strongly oppose plans to sell off state-run parastatals and ensure these entities serve the public good rather than lining the pockets of individuals in government. With regard to electoral justice, we must return this country to the ideal that the government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the people. The people express their preferences through the ballot, and that the preferences made at the ballot must be respected. As I have said before, Kenya has become a laboratory for bad election practices that others borrow around the continent. An organized elite keen to protect narrow selfish interests has forged strategic alliances and captured strategic systems and institutions with the sole purpose of subverting the substance of elections. As a result, the majority is at the mercy of the minority with regard to free, fair, transparent, and credible elections. People wake up at dawn, stand in long queues to cast their ballots, but they end up with the results that indicate their votes were not counted and did not count. Economic and electoral justice must be seen to be intertwined. We must pursue them with the resolve, the courage, the sense of urgency, and the faith that they deserve, and we must do it now. Soon it will be too late. I'll finish those notes. Then now, I want to now add a few points. First of all, what Professor Adam Solo mentioned to you people, and also what my other three brothers here have talked about. One, I want to begin to tell you here that nobody has asked for, and there will be no handshake. They've kept on talking wherever they go, oh, these people are doing this because they want to be called for handshake and so on. You have not asked anybody for handshake, and we don't want any handshake. What we are talking about is we are doing this in the interest of this country. In the last elections, we negotiated with Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, and what we agreed on was put in a memorandum of understanding, which we made public on the day of the handshake. And that is what informed the decision to set up a task force which came up with the BBI. That was the basis of the handshake. We then, as the opposition, never had any position in government. We did not even appoint a CS. not even a minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, the Honorable Raila Odinga, my brother Kioni, Honorable members of our National Assembly and the Senate, good afternoon. The danger of coming late is that you might either be irrelevant or you might be repeating what has already been said. So I don't want to say much, and just to give my apologies for arriving late. We had a very tragic accident just a few hours ago, in the last 24 hours. And our executive director of the Democratic Action Party of Kenya, one Colonel Benjamin Mwema, passed away. And we had just been with him. He was with us in the Azimio rallies. And he was driving home. And on Thika Road, there was an accident. So they were just doing the postmortem. The burial is tomorrow. That is why I was late. I should have been here much earlier. Actually, the gentleman comes from Machakos County. Many of you know him. So that is why we were delayed. And I just wanted to say one or two things. As you resume, because we know that after this retreat, you'll be going to Parliament, there are a few things that are coming before you. For me, there is one that is a matter of great concern, and I really wanted you to look at it. It concerns devolution. It concerns our counties. And I think there will be a petition for additional counties. That petition is targeting certain counties, and I believe the Honorable William Ruto is fully behind that petition. It's targeting to divide the county of Trans Nzoia, the county of Bungoma, to create Mount Elgon County. It's also targeting Busia County to create Teso County. It's also targeting Migori County to create a new Kuria County. They are all within their rights to bring these petitions. But the real issue that is on the ground now, coming from this part of Kenya, where the three counties are likely to be created, you can feel already this driving a wedge between communities. And those who were in support of this constitution, the 2010, I can tell you for sure that those in State House were not part of that progressive movement that fought for devolution, that brought about this constitutional devolution. There are those who oppose that are there, and they do not have the interest of devolution at heart. They do not, or they are not doing this to advance the objects of devolution under Article 174. They are doing it for political expediency. When you look at the 47 counties and the results, our candidate Raila Odinga won the majority counties, over 24 counties, went blue. William Ruto won, I think, were they 21 or so? But he's trying to see how to create additional counties for 2027 purposes. And the three, I'm sure he is, of course, persuading the minority communities that he will protect them. And if we make that mistake, we would have opened the Pandora's box when we create ethnic-based counties. Where will you stop? Because beyond those communities, there will be now a demand by clans, there will be a demand by many of the marginalized. It cannot be good for our national cohesion. Please apply your minds to that. And if he's saying already they are unable to actually pay the 47 counties that are here, they have been unable. From October, counties have not received their money. Gachagua is saying they have no money to give the 47 counties. Ati hata wakimchapa matako yake hakuna pesa itatoka. Yes, so I'm told there's a likely impeachment. Sasa, I just wanted to leave that with you so that you see how to drive that agenda to defend devolution, so that if there's anything, we should be looking at additional resources going to those counties, so that we build democracy from the grassroots, and we turn our counties into engines of socioeconomic transformation of our country. If we are talking, if they really believe in bottom-up, devolution is the real bottom-up, and that is where the focus should be. Sitaki niseme mengi kuliko hapo. I just want to wish you well, but to also tell you that what is happening now reminds us of the dark KANU days. We went to a function in Kibra. By the time we were leaving that rally, because some of us have been seen very committed on this side, we have been targeted. You've heard about what happened to my brother Matiangi last night, and Baba, we must really thank you for being there for him. In fact, I want, after we finish, I want you to know my house in case it happens to me also, please. Because I'm told there's a list. Those of us who are ministers in Uhuru's government, who are close to Uhuru, they are not just targeting Uhuru, they are targeting us as well. Maybe you might not know this, Baba, but having been a defense minister, I had about 4 security officers. 3 were with the drone. But the day I was seen in Kibra, the next day, the only remaining police officer assigned to me was also with the drone. As we speak, there is the attempt to intimidate. You are the voices of the people. If you don't speak out, the dark days are upon us. In fact, what we are seeing is like those of you who are students of European history are like the days of the reign of terror by the Jacobins. So what we have in Kenya today, if you don't come out to fight this illegitimate regime, the reign of terror by the Kenya Kwanza Jacobins is upon us. Please, fight for the people. Asanteni na Mungu awabariki. May I now have the pleasure of inviting the People's President, Jacob mwenyewe aongee na sisi. Karibu, karibu, Your Excellency.
Thank you. You may be seated. The reason I'm asking you to sit down is because I want to ask you to stand up for 1 minute to observe a silence in honor of the late Minister for Education, Mr. Professor Magoha. Thank you. Thank you. Wajumbe wa Azimio, hamjambo? Hamjambo tena? Azimio? 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 Asanteni sana. I am very delighted to have opportunity to talk to our members of parliament at this moment in time. Now, I have some notes which I put together that I want to refer to first, and then after that I'm going to talk to you from my heart. But I was saying here that we meet at a strange time in the country. It's also a trying time. At the start of this regime, we did not only warn about its illegitimacy, we also warned that there's real risk of the country going back to the old order, all the gains we have made over the years completely rolled back. It has come too soon. Kenya is clearly on the path to the past. So when people talk of crisis, the crisis is not in Azimio or in this meeting. The crisis is out there with the legitimate Kenya Kwanza regime and the heavy yoke the regime is putting on the people of Kenya. We are therefore to consolidate our resolve to fight for the people of Kenya. We have a choice that we have to make going into the coming weeks and months. On the one hand, we are told elections are over and we should accept the outcome and move on. On the other hand, some of us believe the elections may be over, but there remain serious wrongs to be made right if future elections have to have any meaning and purpose. We choose to fight, and I want to believe that in you here, I see warriors ready for the battle ahead. There are many freedoms we have to fight for on behalf of Kenyans. Today, I want to interest you in just two. One is the two freedoms we have to prioritize. The two are the ones which we want to prioritize in this period. First, there is social and economic freedom of the people of Kenya. Kenyans are hurting. They demand and deserve economic justice. Secondly, electoral freedom. The electoral justice that will ensure the votes the people of Kenya cast during elections are counted and are respected. We believe that social and economic justice goes hand in hand with the struggle for electoral justice. They care about statistics. How much money has been collected in taxes?